Right. What I'd like to do, ideally, is get this. This is a Kyosho Pure 10 Alpha. I built it years and years ago. It's got to be 20 years ago, I suppose. Come with a magazine. You get, well, not just one magazine. There was a whole series of magazines. Forget the people who've done it now. D'Agostini comes to mind, but it might not be D'Agostini. Anyway, used to go down to the newsagent and get the magazines, and then after a little while they was being delivered. It was really exciting getting each magazine because you never knew what you were going to get. Anyway, I did complete it, and I have got all the magazines and the spare parts that it comes with, the optional parts in a box. We will go through them one day. I do say all the time we're going to go through them, and I haven't yet, but we will. When I was a kid, probably drove it 4 times, and I broke it. The rear diff stripped. Didn't really treat it that well. I was a kid, probably 10, 11 years old. Fast forward to being an adult, it was under my bed as a kid. When I moved out, it came with me, chucked it in a corner in the garage. Lost a lot of the parts because I had taken it apart when I was a kid to try and mend it. So I did lose a lot of the parts. I've managed to get it fully operational again with a fully working brand new diff, wheels that I'd also lost, and a shell because I butchered the original one trying to cut it up with the help of subscribers and channel members. So thank you subscribers, and thank you channel members for everyone that helped me. I haven't yet drove it with its new diff, or since I've put it back together at all. So let's stick a receiver in it. I've got this Futaba R20G. No, it's not. It's an R203 GF. A little bit overkill for such a car, but it's what I've got laying around spare. Let's chuck it in. Make sure the servos work and all the linkages are set up okay. And hopefully at the weekend I'll be able to go and give it a bit of a test. And you can come with me if you want to. I mean, you haven't got to, but you can, and I'd like you to. Right, let's see what we've got here then. A lot of you may well be familiar with this if you've seen the videos where I put it back together using said parts. I've given it a bit of a clean. Oh, what's happened to this air filter? Look. Did I put that in there? I must have put that in there. That's not the right bit of foam. I might be able to find the correct bit of foam, or at least a filter in my... Oh, I've got a whole collection. That's not any good, but I've got a whole collection of filters and different bodies and things. I might be able to... I wonder if that one will be any good. I might better use that one. Yeah, so we're sorting our filter out. If not, I'll just stuff that in there. That will definitely do the job. It's just a bit big. I might be able to cut it down slightly. You never know. Anyway, we're not worrying about that at the moment. So, yeah, I've given it a good clean. It looks absolutely minty perfect now. That's the sticker that I put on it when I built it, so that's staying on. That is the correct exhaust for it. It come with it. It did come with a different one. I've been through this many, many times. I'll show you all the optional parts that it came with. It doesn't have oil-filled shocks, though. Anyway, what we're doing is we're going to put a battery in it, and that receiver, and oh, blimey! Well, it's got a receiver and a battery in it. I had no idea. Well, that's just made things a lot more simple for us. Right, that must mean that I connected it to this Fly Sky. I was going to use the Futaba, but that must mean I've connected it to the Fly Sky. So have I got it S21SS DBX HTT? Well, I don't know what receiver I put in it. I haven't got it on the list of things. So, has the battery got any life in it? It has. Well, there we go. I'll charge that up before we... well, that's made this video very short, isn't it? Well, there we go. I didn't know it had a receiver in it. You know, I didn't know it had a battery in it. I didn't realise I'd done all that kind of stuff. Has it got a fail-safe set up? It has. I even set the fail-safe up. That throttle. Yeah. Well, the throttle doesn't go all the way to close, so we need to adjust that spring ever so slightly. And we can do that, not with that one, because I've snapped the bloody end off of that one. Let me go and get another one. That's hilarious. I honestly had no idea that had that in it. I wonder when I done that then. I must have done that yonks and yonks ago, because I have no recollection of doing that. Right, what we got here? That's a 1.5. So what's happening is, when you do full throttle and then you let that up, obviously opens to full throttle, and then you let go, it doesn't quite close all the way, and that's the job of this spring here. So this little collar needs to be moved that way a little bit to put a bit more tension on that spring, and that should then push that throttle all the way closed. Although it is kind of doing its job now. Must have been a little bit stiff. It's actually working properly now. I don't need to adjust it at all. Alright, well that was... I didn't need to do that. Well, really that just shows how long it's been sitting since, you know, I last did anything with it. Got loads of stuff on the bench. Let's, well, now we know that's right. Let's take this battery out then. Let's stick it on charge. Cool, what battery is that? That's an old battery. I've got another one here that I found in a box. I don't know if it's any good, but I was going to use this one, but I can't anyway because it's got the wrong plug on the end of it. I could just snip that off. Little bit of advice for you. So these, I don't really know the reason why there's two different plugs. There's many reasons for things that don't really make any sense. So these are exactly the same battery. Well, they're not the same battery, they're different brands, but they're the same for all intents and purposes. 6 volts, 5 cells, they're even the same wattage, 1600. But this one, I don't know the name of it, but it's got this black plug which is slightly wider. And if you take a closer look, there is only 2 wires, positive and negative, and the 2 pins are there. And that one is not being used for anything. This one, positive and negative, it's a red connector, but it's only 2. So, you know, what you can do is, this one will fit in the female version of the black plug as well. So this is kind of like a universal one in a way. Whereas this one, the wider one, obviously will only fit in the female version of the black one, because it's too wide to go in the red one. So you can get yourself, you get your side cutters, and you just cut that unused section off, and it makes it into a 2-pin connector, and then that will fit in the red female and the black female. Right, so you don't need to go and buy a new battery if you've got one with a black male and you've got a red female. You don't need to go and buy yourself a new battery. Some people think they do, but you don't. You can simply just snip off the side of it, and before you know it, you've got yourself a battery, and you haven't had to spend any more money. So let's put this on charge while we're here. Be efficient, shall we? Yeah, let's be efficient. I'm not very familiar with being efficient, but we're doing it now, by all accounts. Don't want PB, don't want NiCad, we want nickel metal hydrate. That's what we want. Charge. Right, that's charging. I didn't clean inside the battery box, so we're just going to ignore that. Put that back on there. No, right, we'll leave it off. Let's have a look at this filter. I don't... Oh, what's that for? We've got an O-ring for something. I don't know what that was supposed to go on, but we'll just ignore that and put that there. Right. So, we've got this filter. It's got a bit of dirt there. It's not ideal to be running. I haven't actually got any foam. If I had some suitable foam, I could just cut it up. But, what have we got here? That's not any good. I've got like a few filters. Well, that won't fit on there because that carburetor's far too... Ah, what's this one? This might fit. Little HPI filter. I have actually got some foam. I lied. I have got foam. Look, I've got some foam here. So I could make a new filter with this foam. Let's see if this little HPI filter, has it even got... I don't even know if it's got foam inside it. Let's have a look and see what we've got going on. This could be... We could do a bit of cross-contamination. We could do a little bit of... what's the word? Cross-breeding. Yeah, it's got foam inside it. Smells strange. It's not falling apart. There's a bit of dirt in there. It's definitely been round at some point. That's alright. So, this is for a 1/10. So I might be able to wedge this on there. I'd like to run that little filter. I may cut myself a new piece of foam out of that foam that I had. You lot tell me now, what do you think I should do? I mean, that's not gonna... It'll fit on there, but it doesn't look very good, does it? I mean, that goes like that. You know, that can point down. Like that. It's not... no, it doesn't look very good at all, does it? I don't like that. I mean, it's alright. It's meant for a buggy, isn't it? Waterproofing and stuff. No, I don't like that. We're going to run this filter. And what we're going to do... There we go. Get a little bit of foam. Here's our little bit of foam. Let me get... Right, there's a cloth. And we'll just clean... Oh, there's a lot of stuck on dirt there. Let's give it a little bit of elbow grease. This stuff is the nuts. Very good stuff. I use it quite often. I mean, I even clean the oven out with it sometimes. It's that good. It really does get all the grease off that glass door. But it also gets all grease off of things like this. It's fantastic. Right, now I need a pair of sharp scissors. I've got a pair of scissors, but I've got a sneaking suspicion they're not particularly sharp. But I may be able to fashion together something. And I know, I can hear it already. You all can do this 10 times better than I can. You're all fantastic at cutting circles out of foam. I shouldn't be doing it this way. I should be doing it a completely different way. But that's alright. So that's a nice circle. I like that circle. Let's put that in there like that. Look at that. That's perfect. I couldn't ask for a better filter. But what I'm going to do, because it's slightly fat at the moment, so I'm just going to chop it down ever so slightly like that there. Poke that in there like that. There we go. Absolutely perfect. That's going to do the job wonderfully. Look at that. Don't think I could ask for better. That says HPI Racing on it. So that's obviously the wrong filter housing for it anyway, because it's a HPI one. I don't know what happened to the original Kyosho one. I thought that was it. This is one that come off of a Rush, because the Rushes used this same filter housing. Anyway, let's put that on there like that. Lovely. Let's tidy up this bit of mess. Put that there. Not going to waste this foam, that's going to go in there. And that's going to go in there as well. Right, let's get a little bit of oil. I'm going to get my rag now because I'm going to get... oh no, where's all my oil gone? Here it is. We'll use this stuff. $4.99 whenever this was new. It's very, very old now. We'll use a bit of this. I don't typically oil road car filters, but in the interest of keeping you lot happy, I'm going to oil it with my bare hands so that my hands and fingers are sticky for weeks to come. Right, there we go. So sticky, look. Doesn't want to, just keep sticking to my fingers. Right, there we go. That's in there. I might need to just use a screwdriver to push it down a little bit, but there we go. Yeah, I don't typically oil road car filters because, well, they're on the road and there shouldn't be any very, very, very fine dust. The filter, the foam should catch any large particles. The reason you oil the filter is to keep fine dust that's too thin for the foam itself to catch from going through. So the oil should catch it. Anyway, that's that done. Right, that's pretty much done. One last thing I'm going to do, if you can see down in there, can you see that pipe at the bottom there? It's got some fuel in it, it's been there a long time. There's no fuel here, and there's no fuel in the tank, apart from a little bit of sediment in the bottom. There's a good chance that that's a bit of jelly. So just to save me some hassle, well, whenever it is I get to give this a test drive, I'm just going to flush some nitro through it, so we'll use that cloth. Now we're just going to get, I don't know what's in this. This one, I know what's in this one. I don't know what's in the other ones. This one is shoot. I'm going to run it on some shoot. Why not? And we'll put a bit of this in. Let's give it a full tank. Now it is good practice, and I was always taught to drain it out, run it right out before you store it, and if there's any fuel left in it, blow it all out before you leave it because it goes to jelly. But I never do that anymore. Used to when I was a kid, but I don't anymore. So you can see that a bit of jelly there. So what should happen is if I take this pipe off and blow down there, that should blow that jelly out, and you should see, or you might see, a little jelly worm come out of there. There we go. Now, for somebody like me, that doesn't really matter if I had primed it and it had gone into the carburetor, because, well, I know how to clean it out. But if you're not very clued up on how to clean none of that out of there, or maybe you haven't got the time, or you just don't want to, it's a good idea, if you suspect there's jelly in the lines, just do what I just done and blow it out before you prime the engine, because yeah, it may be a little bit in there. So if we open up the throttle, it's now primed, so that should be good. Not that I really needed to prime it, mind you, because obviously we're not going to go and drive it now. Anyway, thanks for watching. Catch you on the next one. Hopefully the next one will be driving this. Depends how things pan out. All the best.